Welcome, viewers, to Season 2 of the Cnation Podtalk. Here, we feature inspiring personalities from all walks of life, diving into their stories, experiences, and the lessons they've learned along the way. Today, we're thrilled to be joined by a true stalwart of West Indies cricket. Rayad Emrit, hailing from Trinidad and Tobago, he has carved out an impressive career as a dynamic all-rounder. Representing the West Indies with pride, debuting against New Zealand, and shining in T20 leagues across the globe. From leading the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force on the field as a captain to now shaping the next generation as their coach, his journey reflects a deep commitment to the game. With years of experience, a winning mindset, and a true understanding of what it takes to succeed at the highest level, he continues to inspire young talents while leaving a lasting impact on West Indies cricket both on and off the field. Today we will know how cricketing journey and struggles. Hosting this episode is our host Priyanshu Kumar.
Welcome to another episode of the Cnation Podtalk. Today we have a special guest, a seasoned all-rounder who has left his mark in West Indies cricket. He has led teams with passion, showcased his skills in T20I leagues worldwide, and played a crucial role in the domestic cricket. He has also had the honor of representing West Indies international cricket team, making his debut against New Zealand. A former captain of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, he brings a wealth of experience and insight from his incredible journey in the sports. Joining us today is none other than Rayad Emrit. We welcome you, sir.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Our pleasure to have you as well. How are you doing today?
All good. Can't complain. Fine.
Okay. What inspired you to take up cricket, and how did your journey in professional cricket begin? Can you tell us that story with us?
It's a funny story. My dad used to play a lot of softball cricket. Softball cricket in Trinidad and Tobago is very popular, and I always I used to go to his games. They played on weekends, and obviously I was the youngest person in the team. I was 10. I can't remember, either 9 or 10, and I always used to be the 12th man or 13th man, and I was always the one to score. They had me. They used me to score. They teach me how to score, so I was officially the scorer at that time. And then I got the opportunity one day. The team was short, and I got my opportunity to play with the bigger guys. And fortunately enough for me, on that day I top scored 32, and I got run out. I got man card in that game. My first game playing wind ball cricket. So I fell in love with it after that, and from then I always knew I wanted to become a professional cricketer.
Were there any sacrifices you had to make to pursue professional cricket?
I had a lot of sacrifices to make. Obviously, cricket. It's a very expensive sport, and my family wasn't the wealthiest. We are very humble. Came from a very humble beginning. My dad, sacrificed a lot for us to get whatever we want, and for me, to become a professional cricketer, he sacrificed a lot. He was the sole breadwinner of the home, and he did sacrifice a lot for me to have whatever I needed to play. I myself made a lot of sacrifices. After school, I would go to his. He was a jeweler, so I had to go and help out in a jewelry shop after school. Then he would give me the time off to go and practice and play whenever I can. He always wanted me to stay in his business so I can get the opportunity to practice and play cricket whenever I can. I sacrificed a lot in school. I didn't go back when I finished O-levels. I didn't go back to school to do A-levels. I went off to England to play in club cricket in Northumberland for a team called Ashington. And I got the opportunity to go there. It was either going to England to play cricket or finishing school. And I chose to go to England. It was tough in England, at 19 years of age, being the professional for a club. It's very cold in Ashington. And I was never enjoying it. My first 3 or 4 weeks, I was never enjoying it. I always wanted to come back home. My mom, she said, I made that choice, and I have to stay and fulfill my hobby. And from then on,
continue.
I started enjoying it. I started enjoying England.
Did your family loved cricket that time, watching greats like Vivian Richards, Brian Lara, especially your father?
My dad was a cricket lover. In fact, he watched a lot of sports. My mom wasn't a big fan of cricket. She wasn't really into sports until when I become a professional. Then she started following the sport.
That is great to hear. Someone is crazy for cricket in your family, and that motivates to play as well. But can you share your experience of making your West Indies debut against New Zealand? What were your emotions leading up to that match?
Yeah, I've played 2 ODIs in India in 2007, and it was a long break before I got back up all into the West Indies team 10 years after. So it was unexpected. At the age of 37, I got my T20 I called up. Leading up to it, it's New Zealand is a very, very tough place to play. And I was ready. I was just waiting for my opportunity. I know it was going to be tough, because New Zealand, as I said before, it's a very, very tough place to play, and the quality of players they had. I got 1 wicket. I got hit, I think it was for 40 or 44 in my 4 overs. We chased 200, over 200. But I thought just being there and getting the experience, I thought it was a good experience. Playing in tough conditions, cold. I thought I was pretty decent. I would have liked to play a bit more at the international stage, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, as you said, you played in India as well, and you played in West Indies. What's the difference in the crowds or playing in India as compared to playing in West Indies?
Yeah, it's totally different. The atmosphere in India is such a good atmosphere. You want to play in that atmosphere every time you step on a cricket field. The crowd cheering you on. Every ball that you bowl, every ball that you face when you're batting, the crowd is behind you and that sort of thing. So, we get that sort of support when we play CPL. When you're playing at home, we get that sort of support, but it's totally different in India. It's like 50,000-60,000 people in a stadium. It's a lot of pressure when you're playing against India, and but it's a very good feeling. We played a lot of Champions League in India, and we had the crowd backing us when we played there. So we know how the feeling is when you play in India and you have that 50,000-60,000 crowd on your back.
As you said, you got your call up at like 37 years old. What motivates you to keep doing that much of things and that much of practice at the age of 37? Many cricketers retire at that age, or even retire earlier. What motivated you to continue doing it?
I think it's because of my passion for the sport. I try to stay as fit as I can. I always try to compete with the younger guys in my team, especially the Tobago team. When I finish playing first class cricket, I'm always around the first class team, training with them, doing physicals, bowling against them, batting against them. And I always thought that, and up to today, I think age is just a number. As long as you're fit and you stay fit, if you look at MS Dhoni, he's still one of the fittest guys going around. Faf du Plessis, he is probably the fittest guy around our age, and these guys are still performing at the highest level. So age is just a number. Yes, you might get a little bit slower, but as long as you do the right things and you train properly, you stay on the park as long as possible.
Yeah, and you have played in various T20 leagues worldwide. How does the competition in these leagues compare to international cricket? Can you share about that?
It's tough, when you play in franchise cricket. There's always the pressure of you as a professional to do well. So you always have that pressure to do well, especially if you're playing away from home. So you always have that added pressure. But as professionals, you get used to it, and I think at the international stage, it really tests your mental state. Playing for your country is always, very important, and you show a lot of pride when you play for your country. So it's a lot difficult when you're actually playing for your country. You have the whole nation on your back. You carrying the nation on your back. So that is a lot of pressure compared to franchise cricket.
Yeah. You represented Kota Gladiators in the PSL as well. Tell us the experience of PSL. How was the experience? How was the fan support there?
That was something extra special for me. I actually was going to Hong Kong for the Hong Kong Blast, T20 Blast, and I had to fly from Port of Spain to New York to Qatar. I think it was Qatar to Hong Kong. And when I got to Hong Kong, I got a message from my agent saying that I've been selected to play in the finals, and I need to take another plane to go back to Pakistan. So I flew all the way there, then get back to Pakistan, and when I got there around 8-9 in the morning, and I was at the hotel around 12 o'clock, and I sat on my bed and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, because my body was totally crushed. But when I got to the stadium and the amount of people in the stadium, the crowd, the atmosphere, it was electrifying. I said to myself, this is what you dream for. This is the moments that you live for, and and that energy from the crowd, really had us going. And I think I
you also took 3 wickets, I guess.
Yeah, I got 3 wickets in that final. Yeah, so it was a good. I think it was a good game for me. Unfortunately, we didn't win the game, but I thought I had a really, really good showing, and I was happy that for my personal performance.
You also captained St. Kitts and Nevis, if you remember. How does the experience leading great like Chris Gale or someone in 2021? Can you share?
Yeah, it's it's always being a leader of your team is always something that I cherish. Leading St. Kitts in the CPL was a great experience for me. Especially in franchise cricket, where you have guys from all over the world, come in and you're the leader. Especially in the Caribbean, when you're home, it's a great feeling. I've led a lot of franchise team. I've led the Winnipeg Hawks in the Canada T20 as well. We won that title, so that again was a great feeling. But I think I have done a pretty good job leading teams and being successful by leading teams. It's sometimes a lot of pressure because you want the team to do well, and you start thinking about the team rather than yourself. But it's always good when you have that added pressure.
As you said, you captained a great team and also performed well. As a captain, how you do handle players going through poor form?
I guess that you need to back your players, especially in the shorter format. You need to give guys some opportunity, and they will fail. But you have to know each individual, and you have to know what the team requires. And if it is that you have to give someone, some more breathing space before they come good, you have to do that. There's some guys that you just have to give that opportunity, that extra opportunity, because they are match winners. Some guys may miss out because they're not as good as some of the other guys, but as a team, as a leader, you have to understand who are your match winners and who you're going to give the extra run and that sort of thing, and that's what good leadership is about.
I also feel there is a different story that we saw on television or screen, and there is a different story that you guys practice or do something like that, and I feel we are unaware of that practice scene, and we talk about that only.
Yeah, practice is where you see everything, and practice is where everything happens. Behind the closed doors is where everything happens. A lot of people speak about what they just see in matches. You are here with the team as a player. You're there with the team. You practice with the team. You spend most of your time with the team. So each individuals inside out. And that is why, as a leader, you need to give other guys a lot more opportunity than some other guys. Yes. It's T20 in cricket. On the whole, you fail more than you come good, and so you leave room for that. As a leader, you have to give space for that.
And as we are discussing about the franchise cricket, T20I cricket, if you could play for any IPL team in its prime, which one would it be and why?
Um, Mumbai Indians.
Okay.
I think I've seen a lot of their cricket, and I think they're one of the most successful teams, and they look like a very very professional organization.
Hmm.
And maybe because I'm close to Kieron Pollard, I think
Okay. As we were discussing and as I were reading about you, you have shared the dressing room with some of the biggest names in West Indies cricket: Dwayne Bravo, Kieron Pollard, and Andre Russell, and many more. What was the experience like? Any memorable moments or lesson you picked up from playing alongside them?
yeah, Polly has been me, Polly, Bravo, Lendl Simmons, Dinesh Ramlin, Ravi Rampol. We've shared a lot of time in the dressing room together. We played for Trinidad and Tobago for a lot of years. Obviously, Sunil Narayan, Bravo, and Pollard, these guys have gone on and play a lot of T20 cricket. They're world-class players. And these guys are very, very astute cricketers. They read the game so much. Bravo sets a lot of unorthodox fields and is very successful with that. Bravo Pollard is the same thing. It seems like he sees the game a lot better than most captains around the world. Sunil Narayan, he doesn't say much, but the way he delivers, in the dressing room, he's very talkative. He shares a lot of information in the dressing room. And these guys, they speak a lot. Andrew Russell, the way how he's so confident in whatever he does. And so much other cricketers. But these guys have learned, the way that they carry about themselves, how positive they are in whatever they do. Whatever the outcome is, they stay positive. Win, lose, or draw, they have their plans and they try to execute their plans. And at the end of the day, that's all you can do in T20 cricket and in all cricket. You have your plans, you try to execute. Sometimes it come out, sometimes it doesn't.
What's their mindset like? They always look cool in the pressure situation as well.
Yeah, again, it's. I think I've been there so many times. I've been put in that situation. Again, playing for Barbados Tridents. My first real T20 league. Pollard as captain have given me the toughest overs to bowl in the power play in the middle and also in the depth. So I think from a young in a young stage of my T20 career, I've been given that responsibility and I've done well. So I think it becomes natural after a while. You just have to, as I said, you try to execute. You have your plans, you try to execute. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't.
And also, we have seen Pollards winning from the situation that seems like it's impossible to win from here. It's like having such a mindset about them.
Yeah, he's very positive. Whatever he does, he's positive. He will try to intimidate a lot of bowlers and even batters when he's bowling. And that's just the type of person he is. We saw Bravo doing Bravo does it. He does it a lot of times. Win games single-handedly. Sunil Narayan, they win games single-handedly. So these guys are a lot of. I mean, sometimes they play with us, but these guys are like mentors for us.
And you have seen cricket from close quarters. So you have been playing T20 when it was started and also played the modern T20 which we discuss now. What's the difference you see in those formats? The time when T20 was started and the modern T20 cricket which is going on right now.
The bats are totally different. The bats that the guys use now are totally different. But when we now started T20 cricket, it was something new, and most teams and most players didn't know how to go about it. You score 120 runs and you think that was a winning score back then. Now teams are looking for 120 runs in 10 overs. So I think while the longer we play the game, we get to understand it, and obviously the way 50 over cricket has become now. T20 has changed the way 50 over cricket plays. And guys are very fearless now. They are a lot fearless than the past. A lot of guys were more conservative in the past. And I think every year that T20 cricket has been played, guys get to understand it a lot more. and they become fearless and more fearless every year that you play.
Yeah, I feel that nowadays T20 cricket scores are now the low scoring ODI match. 280 we have seen in IPL, 250, 200 plus is a norm right now in T20 cricket, especially in the IPL going on right now. I feel low scoring
Yes,
ODIs are going on T20Is.
definitely. That's just the way how guys prepare to play, And teams are stuck with so many good players and fearless players, and they plan to get over 180, 190, 200 plus. So you see in the IPL, teams scoring 280 consistently, So and I think the wickets are a lot better now in IPL. It's a lot better. The boundaries are very small compared to back in when it now started.
T20 cricket has evolved significantly. How do you see the future of West Indies cricket team in this shortest format?
I think West Indies, we always have a very good T20 team. There's a lot of talent. There's no doubt about it. I don't think we produce players as quickly as India. Obviously for the reason that we don't have as much players as India. But I think we are getting there. But I think we can do a lot better in international T20s. We see there's a lot of fearless cricketers coming through the system now, and hopefully we can nurture them. I still think a lot of our players need to play first class cricket to understand batsmanship and the way that we go through the process. And if they can do that, I think our team will be in a very good space moving forward.
West Indies Cricket Board also made a significant change in the T20I team. They removed Robin Powell as the captain and they have appointed Shea Hope as their new T20I captain. How do you see that? As I saw, Dwayne Bravo posted a note on Twitter that he mentioned that consistency is the issue. They removed Robin Powell as the captain. When he became the captain, West Indies are ranked 9. Now he let the team move and they have moved to number 3 in the ICC T20I ranking, but they have removed Robin Powell and appointed Shea Hope as the captain now. How do you see this move?
I think it's whoever is in charge has made the decision, and we just have to see if it's the best decision. Rahman has done well. Well done to him. Shea has taken over now, and we want to wish him all the best. And hopefully he can get some good results and even take the team to number 1 in the world.
Yeah. But do you see that consistency issue in West Indies cricket team? I feel West Indies cricket in the past few years have been inconsistent when it's come to backing their players or selecting a team or a squad for a series or a tournament. Do they lack there?
I think there's always pressure to win. There's a new coach on board now, and he will see things differently. So we just have to back whatever decision he makes, and try to back him, and hopefully he makes the right decision. But I think there was some sort of consistency in team winning, and hopefully with Sammy in charge now and Shea at the helm, hopefully we can get better results and the team can move 2 steps further up the ranking.
Okay. Which young West Indies cricketer do you see as future superstars?
Jaden Seals definitely is one to look out for. I think he's special. Joel Andrews, he's only 17 or 18, but he is also something special. I like Jonathan Drake from Barbados, Kevin Wickham from Barbados. These guys, I think they have a very, very good future ahead of them.
Okay. What do you think is missing in West Indies cricket today compared to the golden era? West Indies used to rule cricket, but that has changed. What do you think is missing?
I think the younger guys need to find that passion for first class cricket. Too many of our youngsters just want to play white ball cricket, and if we can get back that passion to play first class cricket, 4-day cricket, even test cricket, I think we'll be in a better space. But there's always the ups and downs when you get an opportunity to play franchise cricket. It's obviously a lot more money, and we know money is a very motivational factor. And guys tend to gravitate towards that. but we need to, as a board, put things in place so that we can take care of our first class cricketers. Yes, West Indies board has done that. They have contracted players locally with their boards, and they're doing a good job of that. But I think the players themselves need to find that love and that passion for first class cricket.
If you were to suggest one change to cricket West Indies, what would it be?
The pitches. I think the pitches need to be a lot better.
Yeah, and as you talked about that, youngsters are getting the chances. The team has been revamping, and we have seen some of the results are coming. They won a test match in Pakistan, and I hope they will do better.
Definitely. We all hope that things get changed, get in around and start winning some more test matches. I think the white ball team is fairly okay. Test team needs to start winning a lot more.
Craig Weatherwood also stepped down as the test captain. Who do you see as the next West Indies test captain in your mind?
It's going to be very interesting. It's I know Joshua De Silva was the vice captain, but he didn't play in Pakistan. So it's going to be very interesting to see who takes up the mantle. But
do you think Shai Hope should be appointed as the captain of Test team as well, so that he can lead in all three formats?
That's going to be very interesting. He hasn't played a lot of first class cricket for a very long time. Yeah. He played last game for Barbados. So he needs to play a lot more first class cricket. But I'm sure whoever is given the job will give the best. It's something we're all looking forward to see who's going to be the next captain.
Yeah, as we are talking about Test cricket, do you think Test cricket is still relevant in today's fast-paced T20I cricket, T20I era?
Pardon?
Do you think Test cricket is still relevant in the fast-paced T20I era?
I still think Test cricket is the ultimate. For me, probably I'm being old-fashioned, but that is the ultimate Test. But we all know, T20 has taken another step up, and it's another level, and that's what the crowd want to see. They want to see fast action. It's like a movie, 3 hours long, 3.5 hours. Look at it and go. Not a lot of people want to stay all day and watch test matches anymore. So I guess that's the disadvantage.
Okay, moving forward to some personal question, a rapid fire type of round we are talking about. We are moving forward to a rapid fire round where I will ask few questions. You have to answer rapidly, very quick. Okay. Do you, any prank stories from the dressing room you would like to share?
Any plans? What?
Any prank stories from the dressing room?
Any prank stories?
Yeah.
There's lots of prank stories in the dressing room. Players hide your stuff, when you're looking to go to bat, you can't find your bat, your gloves, your helmet, so there's a lot of stuff.
If you weren't a cricketer, what career path you would have chosen?
I'll definitely be a jeweler.
Okay. Who was the toughest bowler or batsman you have ever faced?
Toughest bowler, Sunil Narayan. Toughest batter, probably Andrew Russell.
Your favorite or memorable innings you have played?
Favorite innings, T20 innings, favorite T20 innings, 50 not out in the Bangladesh Premier League, and favorite first class is 112 against Barbados.
Is there any go-to pre-ritual before sleeping or before stepping on the field if you would like to share? Some people do that, carrying a red towel or something. Do you follow that? Is there anything?
No, I don't carry anything, but I like to be last. I like to step on the field last and always step on with my right foot.
Okay, if you could play under any legendary captain, who would it be and why?
Glenn McGrath.
Okay.
I like to see the way he's on the field and how he bowls. That's probably one of my mentors and role models growing up. So yeah.
Your favorite cricket commentator, and if you would like to share the reason as well.
Favorite cricket commentator is Tony Cozio. I guess when I was growing up listening to cricket, that's the voice I was hearing a lot. So that was stuck on me.
What's one cricket rule you would change if given the power?
All no balls, free hit. Test cricket, one-day cricket. All no balls.
Okay. And what's your favorite cricket ground to play at, and also the reason?
My favorite cricket ground, wow, I like Delhi. I like Delhi.
Okay.
It's a good wicket, and you get value for bowling and batting.
Okay, who is your dream batting partner if you had the chance to build an all-time T20 I-11? The dream batting partner.
David de Villiers.
Okay, everyone loves AVDV, I think. Okay, what's next for Rayad Emrit? Coaching or anything? Are you planning to do something?
I'm currently the coach of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force team. I'm here as head coach. So I'm hoping that my contract is renewed at the end of this tenure.
Okay.
So I'm hoping for that. Yeah.
Okay. Looking back at your career, is there anything you wish you had done differently?
I wish I had done my coaching courses a lot earlier. I think that would have helped me a lot more. And I wish I had taken my batting a lot more seriously.
Okay. At last, message for your fans.
Message for my fans, I'm still here. I'm still playing when I can. Continue to support our Red Force team. We're in line for a trophy this year. We haven't won the first class season for a very long time, and they'll continue to support us and continue to support Rayad Emrit.
And at last, a message for the aspiring cricketers, the players they want to come in cricketing world. A message or something like that.
There's no shortcut to success. There's a lot of sacrifices. Make sure that you put in the hard work smart, not hard all the time. And remember that as long as you put in the work, definitely the rewards will be there.
Thanks a lot for giving us your time. It was a pleasure talking to you and have this great session. Thanks a lot for your time. For more such video, keep watching the Cnation Podtalk.
No worries. Take care.
Thanks a lot.